Hello. Today I'm going to talk about Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist from Vienna who survived the Nazi concentration camps during World War II. I chose this story because it is powerful and inspiring. It shows how hope and meaning can help a person stay alive even in the hardest and darkest situations. Viktor Frankl was taken to different concentration camps, including Auschwitz and Dachau. The living conditions there were extremely bad. People had almost no food, they slept in very cold and crowded places, and they lived with violence, sickness, and fear every single day. Frank was also separated from his family, and he had no idea if they were alive or not. Even though he felt scared and lonely, he tried to survive by imagining a better future and by thinking about the people he loved. At the beginning of his time in the camps, Frankl suffered a lot. He worked long hours in freezing temperatures and did a very heavy physical labor while he was already weak. He slept very little and became even more tired and sick, but he didn't give up. He kept hope alive by thinking about his wife and imagining that maybe one day he could see her again. This idea gave him emotional strength, even when his body was in terrible condition. As time went on, Frankl realized something important. He noticed that the prisoners who had purpose or a reason to live survived longer than the others. This purpose could be anything: thinking about a loved one, remembering a dream they had, or imagining something they wanted to do after the war. Because of this, Frankl began helping other prisoners. He listened to them when they were afraid, encouraged them when they lost hope, and tried to help them stay calm. He believed that if someone had a why to live for, they could survive almost anything, even the suffering of the concentration camps. Near the end of the war, things became even harder. Frankl got very sick and became extremely weak. Many people around him died, and he didn't know if he would survive. He was moved again to another camp, and the conditions continued to get worse. But he kept fighting for his life each day. Finally, in 1945, American soldiers arrived and liberated the camp. After more than 3 years of pain and fear, he was finally free. After the war, Frankl discovered that most of his family had died, including his wife. This was incredibly painful for him and changed his life forever. But even with all this sadness, he decided to rebuild his life and use his experience to help others. He wrote his famous book, Man's Search for Meaning, where he explained what he learned in the camps and why meaning is so important for people. He also created logotherapy. Logotherapy is a type of therapy that helps people find purpose in their lives. Viktor Frankl's story teaches us that meaning and hope can give people the strength to survive even in the darkest moments. That's why I chose his story, because it is meaningful, emotional, and something we can all learn from. Thank you for listening.